Hey guys, this is rinoranchero with some gameplay using the kit Werewolf. I really wanted to try something different because I had been playing the same kit so much, and it's a very underrated kit. When it first came out, my first impression of it was that it just sucks, and it's not going to help me at the feast, and it's not going to help me in the beginning of the game, but I wanted to give it a shot. So my plan using this kit was just to do all my fighting at night. But in the very beginning, I do see this guy, and he's in the water, so I thought he was a Poseidon, but he was just a chameleon. So I just hit him right there. And I should mention that during the day, you do have weakness, which makes a stone sword actually do less damage than a wooden sword. It decreases all melee attacks by 1. So I'm definitely at a disadvantage, but if I can catch people off guard, I might as well go for it. This guy here is only holding a pickaxe when I find him, and he digs very suspiciously right to iron, so maybe he's just lucky. There's really no way to prove it. But I do decide to mine this iron and go up and smelt it, because I'm going to need every advantage I can get during the daytime. So make these furnaces, and it's only 6 iron, so I have enough for an iron sword and boots. So it was a small game to start with, so there's only 10 people left by the time I get this iron smelted. And I'm paying attention to the chat, and a lot of people are saying that they have iron, chest plates and such, and I don't really want to risk it. So I just stay up in this tree and wait until I get my strength and speed effects, which are going to help me a lot. The strength effect increases my sword a damage by 1.5 hearts, which means a wooden sword does the same damage as a diamond sword, which is huge. Most people don't exactly realize that, but a wooden sword does 2 hearts of damage, so plus 1.5 hearts would make it 3.5 hearts, which is what a diamond sword does. So when the nighttime hits, I get my strength and my speed, and it's really amazing. You can really just run through the night and just catch people off guard. And right as I'm starting my hunting at night, I zoom in, I think here, and I notice a guy with no armor and a stone sword running away from someone who has a chest plate, boots, and an iron sword. And they are a berserker from what I remember from the chat. They have gotten lots of kills. So they're here. I don't think they see me, but they start attacking these mobs who start attacking them, and they actually don't get the chance to kill a zombie. And I come in right from behind, and with just about 3 shots, I kill the berserker. So I have to finish off the rest of these mobs, which isn't a real problem with strength. And always check your compass before you loot some stuff, because that's when people want to come and surprise attack you when you're looting. So I go through this guy's stuff, and I do get the chest plate, and now I have, well, I always had the iron sword, but now I have a chest plate, which is much better. Now this person, Peachel, says to come at me, Reno. And I'm pretty sure that anytime anyone tells you to come at them, they usually have some sort of plan to kill you with some trap. So I wasn't going to fall for that and let them get inside my head. So I know I have to get as many kills as I can at night, because that's when I have the advantage. I see 2 nameplates down here. So I just start to dig down to them. They're not that far underground. I see the light. So I switch out my pick with a soup, run down. He only has boots and an iron sword, and a couple of soups later I do kill them. But right when I kill them, the other guy starts to mine over to me. I don't know if they were a team or not. So I get all my soups ready, and I back up, getting ready for them to drop down. And right here, it turns out they have no armor and a stone sword. So that's not an issue at all. So I was kind of disappointed that I didn't get a lot of loot from those kills. But now I'm tracking the Ender Mage, who I understand is underground. So I'm just sort of waiting around the area that I think they are. I thought maybe they were in that ravine, but as I look over, I see they emerge from the surface with full iron. So I figure with my strength, I should be able to take them on, even though they were talking a lot of crap. So I jump over, and we hit each other. I fall into the water. They fall in this mini ravine. So I jump down and just start swinging. They're hitting me, and I'm hotkeying, and boom. dead pretty quickly. So that was a crucial kill of the game because they had full iron armor. So now we fast forward, and there are, I believe, 4 people left, and I see this guy up in this tower, but as I'm looking at him, I get shot with an arrow by this guy over here who's in full iron. Now, I'm in the daytime, which means my iron sword does only the damage of a wooden sword, because all my melee attacks get decreased by an entire heart. But I go after him anyway, and when I'm hitting him, he backs up and switches to a flint and steel, and he starts to put down fire, and I walk right into it. But that's not a problem for me because I do have soups, and I'm not taking that much damage because I have the iron armor. So he starts to run away, he turns around, and he just keeps trying to flint and steel. He didn't try to hit me with the sword that much, which was kind of his problem. And one more shot with my equivalent of a wooden sword ends up killing him. So right after this kill, the guy in the tower wants to be a team, and I, of course, decline, because there's no reason for me to do that. Anyway, because I had logged out previously due to tremendous lag, my MCPVP mod gets all confused and doesn't know where the feast is, but I assume that when there's a minute left, it'll refresh, and I'll be able to find it, but I know it's going to be near spawn anyway, and it turns out that is what happens, and I am able to get to the feast, and I get full diamond all to myself. Whole thing, which is great. And this is a good part in the game here, because I get sharpness 1 on my iron sword, which kind of counter the effects of my weakness during the day. Because sharpness 1 adds 1/2 to 1.5 hearts of damage, that cancels out, basically does cancel out the 1 heart of damage that I lose from the weakness. So I check all the chests one more time to make sure I didn't miss anything. There's only 2 more people I have to hunt, and one of them's in a tower. I don't think I'll have too much trouble. So put down the TNT, as is tradition, and light that feast up and blow it up. So I think at this point I had 7 kills, and I was pretty confident in myself. So there were 2 people left, and I find this guy underground. I don't believe he's an Ender Mage because he didn't portal me when I was right above him. So I just decide to dig straight down, which I would not advise, but I don't know. I really wanted to win, and I didn't want to be careful with it. It was nighttime at this point, so I do have my strength and my speed, and with the sharpness 1 of my iron sword, I actually do 5 to 6.5 hearts of damage with my sword, which is going to be very great. So I see his nameplate, and I'm digging really fast with my iron pick, and I get down to his level, and I begin to dig across, and pretty soon, I think right about in a couple of seconds, I end up getting to a light source, and this is where I find his lair, right here. So I'm pretty confident in myself. I switch out to Stu's water bucket, and I just have all this speed running through this system. I see his nameplate, and I just sprint at him, turning around, hitting him, hitting him, hitting him. It only takes 5 hits, and he must have been scared out of his mind because I was just sprinting at him. And that's the power of Werewolf right there. He didn't even have a chance. So now I have to kill the last guy in the game, and he is up in his tower, and he has expanded his tower. So how nice is that? I put down a water bucket because he does have a bow and arrow. So I knew that from previously. When I was trying to get him, I saw he was holding one, and he shoots me with it. And I kind of fail here and accidentally take like 6 hearts of damage, and he thinks that's just hilarious. So I eat some steak, and I realize I'm going to need some more water. And for some reason, I just completely don't. I see that big pool of water over there, but I just all of a sudden can't find it when I come down here. I don't know why. So I end up just kind of going in circles. But then I'm noticing that he looks like he's going to come down. And I don't know why he would come down because I have full diamond and he has full iron. But I see him, and he goes over, and right here, he just goes over the edge and takes a tremendous amount of fall damage. So I'm like, okay. So I switch out to all my stew, and he comes to try to hit me, and it only takes 2 shots, and he's dead. So I don't know what he was thinking. He didn't soup up after the fall damage. Maybe he didn't have any soup. But that was the game, winning with Werewolf. I ended up with 9 kills. The game lasted 40 minutes. I was very happy with the result. I wanted to try something different, and it really was great. I definitely recommend this kit for solo play, but you do have to use it strategically and get as many kills as you can at night, and you should be very successful using this kit. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe, comment, and like the video if you did like it, and have a great day. Goodbye.